It's great. What am I supposed to do about this? So, Jesus Christ, George, I don't see you in 2 years. You showed up my fucking door with 110 pounds of blow. Fucking sell it. All right.
Everybody wanna be a coke dealer. Wanna be a...
What is going on, FTC? It's your host, T-Dub110, and I do want to apologize for the audio on that. I don't know what's going on with that song, but it was messing up. Normally I play instrumentals from my phone through my speaker bar, but for whatever reason it's not wanting to connect to it. So then I'm forced to play Pandora, so then on Pandora I can't really control what comes on. I finally had enough of hearing it, so I went ahead and shut it off. But let's go ahead and get into it. This is where you can follow us if you weren't here for our stream the other night. I forgot to set up the Twitch to where it archives the stream so that way I can put it on YouTube. So we're basically going to do the reveal of the tracks again. Those of you that were here for that, you already know, but anybody new, you'll be seeing it for the first time. So, right, like I said, here's where you can follow us on social media. Facebook, it's Forza Drifting Championships. That's what FDC stands for, obviously, as you can see on your screen. Instagram, it's at F Drifting Champs, as well as Twitter is at F Drifting Champs. And then Twitch, you're watching live here on Twitch, so you already know what it is. But those of you that are going to be watching on YouTube, it's ForzaDC, all one word. And then those of you that are watching on Twitch, you can go follow us on YouTube at ForzaDC as well, but 2 separate words, as you can see on your screen. So, finally, got the announcement of the schedule and rule book. And like I said, we're going to go over the track reveal again whenever we get into the schedule. So, let's go ahead and let me bring up the rule book here, and we'll go over that first. Very similar to FHDL's rulebook, just a couple slight changes and additions. First off, right at the top, it's going to say, and by the way, I will put this on the Facebook afterwards, after the stream's over. Forza Drifting Championships rulebook, the conduct, meaning the code of conduct. Drivers and teams must be professional and presentable at all times. All drivers and teams must keep safety and professionalism in mind at all times and is aware of their surrounding environment, personnel, actions, behavior, and vehicles. FDC reserves the right, if I could just read, I swear I'm dyslexic now. FDC reserves the right to deem what actions or conditions constitute violation of this policy. Negligence of any kind or violation of any safety matter will not be tolerated. Demeanor toward officials, staff, and or judges. Every FDC competition driver and team member has the right to ask questions and rationally discuss with the officials and or judges any issue pertaining to their performance, race operations, or judging format. Any driver and or team member that conducts him or herself in an appropriate manner with the officials or judges will be subject to the same penalties as listed below. Application of Code of Conduct. Code of Conduct rules apply during the course of any FDC activity, including but not limited to test days, setup times, official meetings, press conferences, public appearances, conventions, competition events, and demonstration events. The team is responsible for its driver, representatives, team members, and guest conduct at all times during during the course of any FDC activity, event, or function. Drivers, crew, and others representing a driver and or team are to act in a professional manner. Disciplinary actions. Breach of rules. In addition to any other offenses listed herein, the following actions shall be deemed a breach of the rules. Bribery or attempt to bribe anyone connected with the competition and the acceptance of or offer to accept a bribe. Any action having as its objective participation in the competition by a person or automobile known to be ineligible. Participation in any proceeding or action judicial or prejudicial to the interests of Forza Drifting Championships or of automobile competition generally. Reckless or dangerous driving, failure to obey direction and or orders of a race official, refusing to cooperate with, interfering with, or obstructing the action of the officials or others in the performance of their duties, public criticism of the series, its officials, or sponsors, unsportsmanlike conduct, physical contact with the intention to harm any participant or official, or the threat of some inappropriate, objectionable, threatening, or profane language and or gestures. Failure, and finally, failure to allow inspection of a vehicle as direction by staff. In cases of extreme misconduct, Forza Drifting Championships reserves the right to take any other action deemed necessary. Moving on to penalties. Any participant, official, entrant, or person violating these rules or the supplementary regulations or any conditions related to the event or any special rules of a course may be penalized as provided by the Forza Drifting Championships rules and regulations. The authority to assess penalties is not limited to violations occurring during the course of a racing competition. Before imposing any penalty, the disciplinary committee shall investigate any alleged rules violations and collect or hear such evidence as deemed necessary as its direction. Moving on to reprimand. The disciplinary committee may impose a reprimand. A reprimand against a Forza Drifting Championships driver shall not be noted in his or her file, as will be any or all of the following penalties. Moving on to probation of Forza Drifting Championships competition privileges. The terms of probation will be verbally agreed upon, and the driver will be notified. FDC will make note of the terms and keep them on file. Upon termination of probation, the FDC disciplinary committee will alert the driver. Moving on to suspension of Forza Drifting Championships competition privileges. The disciplinary committee may impose suspension of the competition privileges for a maximum of 12 months, meaning a whole year. Those of you that aren't very good at math. But delay in surrendering competition privileges and attending the disciplinary meeting as directed shall automatically result in the extension by a period equal to the delay. Moving on to loss of points, the disciplinary committee may impose a loss of event points and or accrued points or other sub-competition points if applicable. Expulsion. The disciplinary committee may only impose expulsions from Forza Drifting Championships. Moving on to application. Consecutive penalties may be imposed. 2 30-day suspensions resulting in the total suspension of 60 days. Combinations of penalties may be assessed, a fine, and a points penalty, etc. Range of penalties. The disciplinary committee has the right to impose any penalty, combination of penalties, or action he or she feels is appropriate. Amendment of placing awards. In those cases where a penalty of disqualification is imposed, the disciplinary committee shall declare the resulting amendment to the placing and awards and shall decide if the next competitor in order shall be advanced and shall see that awards presented are consistent with the revised finishing order. Excuse me. Publication of penalty. Forza Drifting Championships shall have the right to publicize that it has penalized any person, organization, or automobile, and the reasons therefore. The persons or body referred to in the notice shall have no right of action against Forza Drifting Championships or against any person publishing such notice. Publication of penalties will be made available through the Forza Drifting Championships Facebook page. Entries. All entrants must follow the official Forza Drifting Championships entry forms and or processes for each event, and entry made and accepted in accordance with these regulations and any relevant supplementary regulations shall constitute a contract binding an entrant to take part in the competition entered unless prevented by forces beyond his or her control. A breach of such contract may be treated as a breach of these regulations. Refusal of entry. If an entry for any competition is refused, notification of such refusal shall be sent to the entrant as soon as possible and at least 5 days before the event, whenever reasonably possible. Forza Drifting Championships may deny entry to any entrant whose conduct, associations, or affiliations on or off the course are deemed not conducive to the best interests of this sport, or who exhibits conduction which is inappropriate, offensive, abrasive, or in bad taste. Forza Drifting Championships has the right to refuse an entry at their discretion without giving a statement of reason or refusal. Hold on one second. It still says Forza Horizon Drift League in this one little section, so let me just change it to Forza Drifting Championships. There we go. Moving on to falsification of entry. An entry which contains a false or incorrect statement may be null and void. The entrant may be deemed guilty of a breach of these regulations. Moving on to notification of an event withdrawal. An entry may be withdrawn without penalty 5 days prior to the event date in a message or by phone. Conditional acceptance of entry. And I better not be getting tired because we're still in just the first section of the rulebook. And finally, in the Code of Conduct, conditional acceptance of entry. These are professional championship competitions. Forza Drifting Championships reserve the right to accept or reject the entry of any vehicle or driver in the case of doubt as to the acceptability of an entry will not be allowed to compete unless approved by race control and competition director. All right, so I know most competitions on here do not have a code of conduct like that. The reason we do have that is because we have came across almost all of those problems in the past and just the only 2 seasons of FHDL that we had. So that's why that's in place. So that way it's basically an agreement whenever you enter for an event. All drivers, I do apologize. All drivers, I should say, must read the rulebook. But obviously, I can't make you do it. That way, there's no confusion with any calls or anything like that. So, moving on to the actual part of the rulebook you guys have been waiting for: vehicle requirements. Now, I will say there's not an illegal car list yet. I'm going to be working on that a little bit tonight and this weekend, so it should be done by Monday and added to the rulebook. So first off is motorsport for the motorsport series. First one says here is the motorsport series banned car list. It's not on there yet. I still got to go through all the cars. Must be rear wheel drive. So this is the one coming up is motorsport, so this is what you guys need to be listening for. So must be rear wheel drive, must be S-Class or lower. Any tune or parts are acceptable except for tire compounds and the roll cage. Only sport tires are allowed, and you must have a full race cage. So that is the motorsport vehicle requirements. Here's the Horizon, but we're not going to be competing on Horizon until Horizon 4 comes out. But yes, sorry. So just so we cover everything in the rulebook for the Horizon series, again, here is the Horizon series banned car list. Will be posted when FH4 releases. Must be rear wheel drive, must be S1 class or lower. Any tuner parts are acceptable except for tire compounds and the roll cage. Only sport tires are allowed and must have a full race cage. So same as motorsport, the only difference is the S1 class, and then the banned car list is probably going to be a little different. Alright, moving on to registration and sign up. So, after you first sign up, that's what car you must use for the remainder of the season. Doesn't mean you have to sign up for the first round if you're not ready. Just whenever your first sign up is, that's going to be the car you have to use the remainder of the season, and that's for both series. All this I'm about to read is for both series. So, one car all season long. Must register by the deadline, which is 2 days before the first qualifying date for the event that you guys are planning on signing up for. Must register for each individual event. That means if you sign up, that doesn't mean you're signed up for the season. Your car's set for the season, but it doesn't mean you're signed up for the season. You have to sign up for each individual event so we know who to message for that event. Registration will open for the next event the day after the last qualifying day, which is going to be a Monday. Except for the first event date will be posted when registration opens, which we are releasing that tonight. When registering, drivers must put in every part and spec of their tune and build into the form as it asks. This is meaning if you qualify for the top 16, TW110, myself, will make that build and tune and share it for each driver. Then that driver will have to download it, otherwise will not be able to run. This is so that way we can prevent any type of cheating. That way whatever you registered for, I'm going to make that build and tune and share it and say here's the name of it, download it for the top 16 battles. And if you are caught not using that, it will be ruled as an automatic disqualification. No questions asked, no warning. FDC is doing this. Oh, basically, that's just saying what I really just said. But it says FDC is doing this so there is no cheating or changing of builds after qualifying. So, then moving on. I don't know why I keep yawning. But anyway, event driving rules. This is only for during qualifying and battles. It will probably also be rules for the bash. So in motorsport, no drifting back to the start. Must park where told and must stay there without moving until called up to run. Can only get new tires after every set of runs, meaning after 2 runs. Meaning after you run your original 2 runs, say it goes to an OMT, you guys can go change your tires before those OMT runs. Hold on 1 second. Adding thing that I forgot to add on there for the Horizon part of it. Alright. So, and then you can warm up your tires before a run if need be. That's still for motorsports. So now moving on to Horizon event driving rules. No drifting back to the start. Must park where told and must stay there without moving until called up to run. Sorry. And you must run cosmetic damage. So here we go, guys. The FM7 upcoming schedule. So, coming up first is the Bash. The FDC Plantronics Gaming Dubai Bash, which that sponsor may change. We are looking for more sponsors at this time. Plantronics Gaming is the only one that we kept in touch with for FDC. But the Bash in Dubai, it will be an open lobby. It's going to be on July 14th, 2018. So, and this is all in America. So just keep track of this. Put this in your schedule. July 14th, 2018. It's going to start at 9 p.m. Central, and it's not going to end till 1 a.m. Central the next day. And then the lobby will reset every hour to make sure that we get as many drivers in there to the Bash as possible. And it will be first come, first serve. All right. So, moving on to the track reveals again. That since it didn't archive the stream last time. So, round 1 on the season is going to be at Long Beach. It's going to be the FD course. I will be uploading the course preview tonight after this stream is done. I already got it done. And then also I will open signups for it as well. But you may want to wait till I'm done with the banned car list to get a car ready. But for Long Beach, signups open June 23rd, which is tomorrow. And they will be open till July 19th, so almost a month. And then qualifying is going to be July 21st and the 22nd. Battles will be July 28th. So then moving on to the next round, round 2 is going to be Homestead, just to kind of simulate Orlando on the FD schedule. It's not the same layout, but it is in Florida, just to kind of get that feel. And it's not Daytona, just because Daytona is such an iconic track, it wouldn't feel like Orlando a little bit. So anyway, Homestead signups are going to be from July 23rd to August 16th. Qualifying is going to be August 18th and 19th. And battles will be August 25th. And then moving on to round 3, Road Atlanta. And of course we're running the FD course with the keyhole. Same clips and everything. Signups are going to be from August 20th to September 13th. Make sure you guys are putting all these in your calendar if you want to make sure that you can be there. Qualifying is going to be September 15th and 16th. Battles will be September 22nd. So then moving on to round number 4 is Nurburgring. Let me just do this. Yep, Nurburgring. I don't know if it's the ESDA course yet or not, but I think it is. But it's a very fun and short course. Signups will be from September 17th to October 18th. Qualifying will be October 20th and 21st, and battles will be October 27th. And moving on to round number 5 is Daytona. We were just talking about that. It's going to be on the infield, obviously. Signups are from October 22nd to November 15th. Qualifying is November 17th and 18th, and battles are November 24th. And it's close to Thanksgiving, guys, but it's the Saturday. Battles are the Saturday after Black Friday, so we should be okay. Excuse me. All right, so then moving on to round number 6 is Indianapolis. So that is also on the infield. It's going to start just after the pits, and well, the way that we're going, it's going to be right after or right before the pits entrance. But this weekend, I should also have all the course previews up as well. But I will put up Long Beach after the stream is over. That way you guys can kind of see where the clips and stuff are. And kind of get a car ready just in case. And hopefully it's not on the banned car list. But Indianapolis, signups will be from November 19th to December 13th. Qualifying will be December 15th and 16th. And battles will be December 22nd, 3 days before Christmas. Alright, so moving on to our finale. It's one that you guys probably, well, if you guys were here in the stream when we announced all the tracks that I wasn't able to put on YouTube, you guys already know. But, what is the matter with me? I don't even feel tired. But anyway, it's not one that you think would be there, but I did find a course there. And it's going to be quite fun to run. And that is going to be C of A, which means that is Circus, or not Circus, I can't even think. It's late. But Circuit of the Americas is what it is. Circuit of the Americas. Signups are going to be from December 17th to January 17th of 2019. Then qualifying will be January 19th and 20th of 2019. And then battles will be January 26th of 2019. I'll be there for battles, guys. But all day long, you probably won't be able to get a hold of me if you're dropping out or something. So you need to let me know ahead of time, like the Code of Conduct says, 5 days before battles, or whatever. Just because January 26th, the day of battles, is my daughter's birthday. But battles isn't until after her bedtime, so I'll be there. I just probably won't be able to message you guys or talk to you throughout the day. So that is the revealed schedule. Moving back with the rulebook. Qualifying. Must show up for your registered qualifying time slot. If you need to change your time slot, message TDub110, myself, on Xbox. You have until your time slot starts to change your time. If you fail to do so, you will be disqualified for that event. You will get 2 runs, no practice runs once qualifying starts. Qualifying time slots are over a course of 2 days, a week before battles at Central Standard Time. On Saturday, you can sign up for 12 p.m. noon, 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and 5 p.m. Same times for Sunday as well. Qualifying order will be posted the day after the last day of qualifying, which would be Monday, unless announced different. Like I said in the stream, and I'll go ahead and say it now, we are looking for more judges. I want to have at least 5. That way we can try to do some live judging and get scoring done right after they run. Out of qualifying, we'll be only taking the top 16 drivers. Bracket battles. So the way battles are going to go down, battles will be the following Saturday at 9 p.m. Central. Let me go ahead and put Central on here just so there's no confusion. There we go. But battles will start the following Saturday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Broadcast will start about 8:40 p.m., so about 20 minutes before, just to do some interviews possibly and just get everything ready and give you viewers some time to get into the stream. It is a double elimination bracket, 16 car like we said. All 16 will start in the winner's bracket. Your first loss will put you in the loser's bracket. If you lose in the loser's bracket, you are out. No ifs, ands, or buts. Bracket, it says bracket will look like this, except obviously there will be battles instead of games. And then there's a picture of a bracket, how it would go down. Points. Only the drivers who make it to battles will receive points for each event when it's over. The winner receiving 20, second getting 18, third 16, fourth 14, 5 12, or fifth 12, fifth 12 if I could talk, sixth 10, 7th 8, and 8th 6. The champion at the end of the season will receive a free 1-year Xbox Live Gold membership. That is the prize for both series. More prizes may get added on as we get sponsors. Who knows? We will see. So the way scoring goes down, qualifying score, you'll be judged on line, angle, and style. Line, you can gain a total of 35 points, and on angle as well, gain a total of 35 points at the most. Style is broken into 3 subcategories: initiation, fluidity, and commitment, all with a max of 10 points that you can receive, all totaling at 100 points. Drivers are expected to start with a committed high-angle initiation, drift through all of the outside zones, and reach all of the inner clips with a maximum degree of angle and pace while making quick, aggressive transitions with no corrections or mistakes. Drivers that do not fill the outside zones, reach inner clips, or do so at a low degree of angle while making mistakes or corrections will receive deductions. Driving at the high difficulty level described by the judges, the driver is showing their level of vehicle control. Deduction examples are as such: double initiation, tire off course, missing zones and clips, straightening, offline, and lack of angle. So let's see here. Incompletes. If a driver does any of the following mistakes, which I need to move this, straightening is now looked at as a 0 or as an incomplete run. One second, guys. When I made this, I literally copy and pasted all of the stuff from the FHDL rulebook and then just added some things or editing some things, so there may be some things I skipped over. So if a driver does any of the following mistakes in a qualifying run, the driver will not receive a score for that run, and therefore the run will be considered incomplete. Spinning out, opposite drift, which is drifting in the opposite angle required at that point on the course, and straightening. I'm not going to go too into detail with scoring because there's a lot with scoring, and we're already been recording for 34 minutes. So I'll let you guys go ahead and read that on your own, what the judges are looking for, because it's also your job to read the rule book so you know what they're looking for. Let's see here. Restarts. Block vehicle interference restarts. If the block vehicle doesn't allow both drivers to leave properly, there will be a restart. Lag restarts. Here at it says HDLC. That's what I'm talking about. Skipped over it. Here at FDC, we understand that lagging does happen in online games, which is why we allow this restart. During qualifying, each driver is allowed 1 lag restart. During battles, each driver is allowed 1 lag restart per battle. So situations, controller issues. Any type of controller issues such as it dying or just complete controller failure will be deemed as a mechanical failure, in which case a mechanical failure were to happen during battles, there is only 1 call to be made, and that 1 call is the driver. That driver will receive a 0 for that run, no ifs, ands, or buts. Hold on. Looks like I made a section for the schedule already, but didn't realize it. So here we go. Broadcasting. Every run, and we mean every run, will be broadcasted on Twitch and then uploaded to YouTube. So if you have sponsors, feel free to advertise for them. You can go on our social media, and I would read it off here in the rulebook. I mean, it is in the rulebook, but I can just do this handy dandy delete thing, go back to here, and that's where you can follow us on social media. So if you want to contact us, the best way to contact us is on our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Probably most likely Facebook and Instagram. We don't really use Twitter too much, but I do want to start using it more often. To contact me, the owner, event coordinator, and host, TW110. On Xbox, it's TW110, all caps. It's TDUBB110. And then on Instagram, it's TWYT, so it's the same thing, but all lowercase with YT added on to the end. And Twitter, it's at TW110. So I believe that is it. Oh, one last thing. Staff. We're looking for more staff, like I said. I think I'll be able to handle commentating. I don't need extra commentators, like I said, at the end of the FHDL season, now that we're spacing it out to 1 event a month. I should be okay. If I run into problems, I'll start looking for commentators. But we do need judges. I know Turbskis was wanting to step back. I've heard that Trent Figure, our head judge from FHDL, was wanting to step back and start competing. I'm actually talking to him right now, trying to see what's going on. But I want at least 5 judges, guys. So I'd like to try to at least hire 5 or 6. Or not really hire, but pick up 5 or 6. That way we have a judge per category. And during qualifying, we might be able to do some live scoring, and or even if we don't, get it turned around quick, so that way we're not waiting a few days for scores to come up, or for a decision to come up. But anyway, we're looking for 5 judges as of right now. We are also looking for 2 people, well, maybe 1. I can't watch chat right now. If John's still interested, T-John, I would like him to run Instagram again and be head of Instagram again, as he was for FHDL. But I also want to hire another person, so if John can't be there or whatever the case may be, there's someone else in there taking pictures. Also, if you guys take pictures during qualifying, competition, whatever the case may be, tag us in it, and that way you can get your car or whatever you took a picture of up on our Instagram. But again, I want to hire at least 1 or 2 people to run the Instagram. And I want to get at least 2 people to run the Twitter. I can run the Facebook and the Twitch and the YouTube, and then I can also help run the Instagram as well. I just can't always take pictures since I'll be commentating and all that fancy stuff. So also, if you guys have any sponsors that think would be interested in sponsoring FDC, just send them to my email, or not my email, but FDC's email. It's the same as our Instagram and Twitter, just it's fdriftingchamps@gmail.com. So just send them that way, and we'll try to negotiate something. So I think that's it for this announcement. I'm going to go ahead and get that course preview uploaded once I upload this to YouTube, and start working a little bit on that banned car list for you guys. So until next time, it's T-Dub signing off. Keep it slideways.